And the initial big one was usually was PRP. So PRP was
So
platelet-rich
what
plasma.
is PRP?
Yeah,
What
so
is PRP?
PRP is platelet-rich plasma. So it's the plasma which is a liquid component of blood. It's removed of all the cellular elements except for the platelets. Now the platelets are microcellular elements, right? They're not really cells. They're cellular material and they're subcellular basically, and they're less than a cell size of a cell. Now they have a lot of regenerative components inside the platelet. In addition to what we always think of as platelets as used for thrombin and coagulation cascades, beyond that, there's also a lot of growth factors in platelets. And so this platelet-rich plasma, when it's very rich with platelets, and you would spin it down in a centrifuge, and that was the initial kind of preparation, was just very simple. Take blood and put it in a centrifuge, spin it down, and then you get a little bit of fluid, and that fluid is a plasma with the platelets would be at the top because they're lighter than everything else. So
So let me just get this clear. So basically, what you're saying is you're saying that somebody comes in and they have, say, for example, a knee problem or something, and it's maybe a meniscus tear or some kind of inflammatory problem maybe of their knee. And so what you do is you basically, take a blood sample, from that the same person, and you kind of spin it down in a centrifuge,
mm,
and you kind of get rid of the heavy elements of the blood, and then you're kind of taking the light elements, and you're taking that same fluid and you're injecting it into the knee. Is that what you're
yes,
doing?
so exactly. So, and there have been many modifications of the protocol, but yes, you're taking that fluid and then you're injecting it back into the knee. And sometimes you will add, some people add ozone, so they call it PRP ozone, they call it Prozone, right? Or other people
Hmm.
add other elements like photobiomodulation. So they call
And
it,
when did they start doing this? When did they start doing this?
yeah, so the PRP and injections, that's been there for about I would say, let's say 20, the early 2000s, probably, the early 2000 2010 is when that first started, and then it modified and they became better and better at it, and then they started trying platelet lysate, where they would actually break the platelets down. They would let the platelets through freezing or through some other way. They would actually break the platelets in half, crack them open if you think of it like an egg analogy, and then you would crack open the platelets and let everything out. And so platelet lysate
Okay.
became there, and then there's platelet poor plasma, there's platelet rich plasma. There's many different variations of how
Right.
the plasma is used, but this is all the kind of early 20s, 2000s to 2010.